Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So my husband and I got married in September 2022. We were lucky enough in October 2022 to win $1 million through the Canadian lottery.
Whoa.
My gosh.
Yeah. So
Congrats.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Was it one of those that you had to like pick numbers like the Powerball here in America, or what is it? Scratch off ticket?
To be honest, it was a $10 ticket that we bought because my husband had just switched from oil field services and wanted to try a different industry and be home. So we were making a joke at a gas station, and it was the third ticket I've ever bought. And I just, yeah.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is so wild. Okay, so this was back in October of 2022?
It was, yeah.
So it's
do you
been a
take
while.
do you take a lump sum or payments? Like how do they do it in Canada?
So in Canada, there's no taxes or anything. So we received.
There's
the
no
full
taxes on the lottery?
No.
So you actually got $1 million
Should we move to
We got
Canada?
$1 million.
Should we go?
Yeah.
And it was a lump sum? They just like wire it to your bank or write you a check?
You know, I to be callous, I picked it up at a Shoppers Drug Mart at a pharmacy because they send it as a check in the mail.
Wow. Okay, so you deposit
Very
$1 million
cool.
into your
Wow.
bank account. What happened to it?
Yeah, is it still there?
yeah.
Is there any still left? Or Megan's Jill just go
yeah.
crazy?
There's actually quite a bit left, and so that's where my husband and I have kind of two different ways that we're thinking of approaching it. So just to start off, we did pay our home outright and got rid of our mortgage.
Good.
Amazing.
So that was $350,000. We did get a newer to us but still used vehicle, which was $25,000. And then we paid off. Luckily, we worked through my entire education, so I didn't have any student loans or credit card debt. So we did just have $25,000 in a vehicle loan as well.
Oh my gosh. So you guys have like 650-ish left?
Yeah. So then we did put some into our RSPs, 25 each, and then that right now we have about 550 that's still liquid.
Wow.
Okay.
That you can do whatever you
Yeah,
want with.
so-
Is it in a savings account?
It's in a high yield savings right now.
Good.
The interest per month is really not doing that well. It's probably, it's like $1,000, I think, a month, roughly around there. So
What's
it could
the
be
interest
better,
rate
I
on the
think.
account?
They tell me that it's 4%, but that doesn't make sense.
I would look
think
into that.
there
You might
needs
want to
be a
move the money.
conversation there.
Yeah, and is it
Yeah.
FDIC? I mean, I don't know what you have over there. We have FDIC insured, so your money's insured up to a certain amount in that account.
Yes, yeah, I think there is some there as well. To be honest, I still really haven't done too much on that end, which is really a fault of mine. I've kind of just been sitting there trying to decide what we should do going forward, which is why we're calling you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
well-
what you said you had two different opinions here.
Yeah. So my husband wants to invest in a portfolio and have someone manage it. And then there is a rental property in our area that we could buy, and there is someone currently as a tenant. And then we would just assume the tenant and do a little bit of renovations as things have gone on. But I'm hoping that we could do like a 15-year plan. The overall goal for us is to get out of like city limits and have land. So my thought is to have our house now and the other rental property help pay towards the mortgage as well as our salaries towards the land. Whereas my husband's thought is if we invest in a portfolio, we would still have like less liquid cash because there is a $500,000 minimum investment with the person that we found that's fairly reputable.
Okay.
How
And
soon
then
do you guys want to move?
Yeah, in an ideal world, we'd like to move sooner rather than later. I just want to be realistic about it. And
How
not
much would
jump
it
the
be?
gun and-
I'm just curious, like to get what you want, land and everything. Like, I don't know. I just know real estate's expensive everywhere, but
yeah.
what would it be?
Yeah, so when I've looked at properties that we're actually interested in, it's probably $800,000 to $900,000.
Okay.
What's your current home worth?
So we just had an assessment, yearly assessment. So I would say probably $365,000. It's gone up since we bought it.
Okay, so if you sold your house plus the cash you have in the bank, you could purchase this land and live your dream today.
Yes. I think what I always get worried about is like with this other rental property, it would also be paid out. And then if we have both of those paying towards our acreage with our salaries, we would be fairly comfortable. And then we would also have those as like long-term investments.
But that would require
I
you
do
guys.
see what you're saying.
I don't love going back into debt.
Yeah, you go
at this
back into
point.
debt with that plan.
Okay. So your best advice would be to just sell the house that we're in.
Yeah,
And
but then
then
all of your money, though, so the only thing,
It's all
Megan,
tied up in your
it's all
primary.
tied up in just one
Right.
house, right? And so for me,
Right.
Other than appreciation, it's not going to make you any money.
yeah, I would want a little bit more of diversification, and I would want some of this money be making money for me, right? I'm like, there's something about it earning, interest that you guys may be able to use to help with lifestyle in general, right? Or to move towards something you want.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, the real estate's a great investment. I don't think that you guys could go wrong necessarily either way with the rental property or putting it in the markets. I think we'd say both, if you run the numbers correctly, could get you what you want.
Yeah. And it also depends on your age, your nest egg, what your retirement goals are. So that's something to think about as well as you calculate all of this and figure out the next steps. I want to make sure that if you wanted to stop working at some point, you could, and not
That's
just
right.
be stuck in this dream home that you now can't sustain. And so
That's right.
make sure that you're still putting away money in retirement, that you're going to retire with, $1 million, $2 million, whatever your nest egg goal is, and you have this beautiful dream home. But wow, what a story.
It's great.
That is wild. Canadian Lottery. Who would have thunk it?
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.